talking about how Pastor Enoch Adeboye is still involved in Nigerian politics to act like a bystander and ask his members to fast and pray for the country to be better. And the video made me realize two things. First, a lot of people are actually awakening spiritually when we're talking about how African pastors, especially Nigerian pastors, are one of the biggest problems we have in this country. And the second thing I realized is a lot of people don't even understand what that statement means, and so you could see them in the comment section trying to buttress their own points. Right. So I just want to make this known and try to explain myself further, because when I made the video yesterday, I was a bit scared. But seeing that this 30 days ranch challenge is actually a thing and people are actually supporting people speaking out, I feel like we should address this better. Now, a few years ago, Pastor Enoch Adeboye made a statement on his altar. He said, before the church ends, he needs somebody to donate 1 billion naira.
The grace of God can give 1 billion naira. And in the power of God, it's only for 1 billion. Such people should please see my secretary in the office tonight for a very special announcement. And then there will be some of you who can say, Daddy, I wish I can give 1 billion, but all I can afford is 100 million. Such people should also see my secretary after the program tonight.
This was at least 5 years ago. He wants somebody to donate 1 billion naira before the church ends. Do you think it's you that is an everyday Sunday attendee that he was referring to? These pastors have political sons that one person or even more than one person can just offer to give that 1 billion that Sunday. Now, you as a human being and somebody with the fear of God, would you ever question this 1 billion you're giving me? Where did you get it from? 1 billion naira years ago when billion was still billions. Every politician, the politicians that you guys want us to leave the spiritual leaders and focus on the politician, every politician has a spiritual father who they go to for advice, who they go to, they bless the pastor with, little token, stolen tokens. A few years ago, Chris Oyakilomi's church had to return millions of naira to one industry like that. Why? Because it was proven that one of their leading staffs stole millions of naira and sent it to the church as tithe and offering. And because of that evidence, the church had to refund those millions of naira. This pastor should not be excluded in what is going on in Nigeria, because not only are they politically involved, they've endorsed political leaders, literally made their members vote for political leaders of their choice. So why, if the country is bad, we should exclude them and say they have no this thing whatsoever? A lot of redeemed pastors are involved in politics. That is not a coincidence, and I would not believe you tell me that the man in charge of this redeemed church has little or no influence over these people and what they do. Because remember, he wants someone to give him 1 billion naira before the church ends. That is not a civil servant that can give that money. That is obviously either a corrupt politician or a corrupt worker who is stealing money from his office or wherever they work. You, as a Christian, ask yourself, if Jesus Christ existed in our time today, would he be making the moves some of your GOs are making? Let's be honest. If you want to be really sincere, you realize that these men that our parents grew up, and we also kind of grew up adoring as second in command to God, again, they are just smart Nigerians who know how to play the game, enrich themselves, have slaves as members, because the video of the pastor who made his church members eat grass and stuff, those are also church members of a certain pastor. You cannot tell those members that their pastor is fake. You cannot tell those members that their pastor is just using them. They would swear on their life that you're crazy. So because your pastor does not make you eat grass, does not mean he's not on a more diabolically manipulating role in the society. Also remember, if Nigeria is free of hunger today, you would not need handouts from a lot of these people. They would not need to share their rice. If we really want a change in Nigeria, We should hold everyone accountable because of their actions that we've seen them do. This same E.A. Adeboye called Tinubu Abraham. This is Tinubu's words when they were ordaining Tinubu's wife as a pastor in the Redeem. Allegedly, he said, I can pull this up. He said Adeboye called him Abraham. And when he probed Adeboye, like, what does that mean? He said, Father of Nations. Your GOs are fraternizing with the politicians that you people have agreed are ruining the country. So why should we exclude them when we are holding people accountable for ruining the country? That is my question. These men do not move godly. They do not move like they are for the people. Remember, in the Bible, God challenged a prophet to go to the kings and challenge the kings. But we don't have any Nigerian pastors speaking out.
Hello guys, welcome to the show. I hope everyone is doing just fine. So I came across this video on Facebook and it was very interesting to see what this young lady was saying, and I had no choice but to comment about it. You guys know me, right? When I come across videos that are really interesting, I do my best to share my own 2 cents about it. And that is why I would like to urge you guys to also do the same. If you came across videos on social media that is interesting, you should comment about it. Let's together shape the world in a more different way. Like I have always said, and I keep on saying, most of the pastors, especially the popular ones, really do not have the interests of the people at heart. Let me say this again one more time so you guys begin to understand what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, most of the popular preachers or congregation in Africa do not have the interests of the people at heart. It doesn't matter whether it is the Catholic or the Baptist or the Pentecostals or the Presbyterian, they are all the same. They don't have the interests of the people at heart. All what they care about is them using religion to control people. It's them using the Bible to control people. It's them being in favor with politicians. That is all what they care about. Because I have been suffering with this thought that if these so-called leaders, the church leaders really love their members, wouldn't they do something to help the situation that we are all facing? How come when it comes to us, the people, the leaders hardly organize themselves together? When it's about them, we will come out for them. When it's about them, we will support them. We will do whatever it takes to appreciate or even protect them. That is why you will see in the comment section of our videos, people who call themselves Christians defending their daddies and their mommies. They would defend them to the bones. If you said something that is against their daddy or their mommy, they would push back at you. They would lash back at you. They would go on the comment section and say all kinds of things defending a particular preacher who you've spoken about. But how come the reverse cannot be the same? How come the preachers cannot look upon the society, look how the people are suffering, and be like, maybe it's high time we do something to help these suffering masses? How come they never think about it that way? How come they never rally together, rally in protest for common people? How come? How come? This only goes to cement the fact that those people you call your daddy and your mommy do not have your best interests at heart. They do not. All they care about is having a huge church. All they care about is being best friends with politicians so that they can get kickbacks from the politicians. All they care about is not to offend any politician so that they get whatever they want to get from the state. That's all they care about. The politicians will protect the preachers, and in response to that, the preachers won't say anything against any politician. That is just the civil contract they have made between themselves. And we, the people who are in the middle, are the ones losing bigly. You see? Like this our sister mentioned in this video. How come a popular person, someone so influential like Enoch Adeboye, how come he cannot stand up for the people? How come with all the suffering, with all the pains that the people are facing, all what he could say was 100-day fasting? Like, what has that even got to do with the lives of people? How can 100-day fasting save people? How can 100-day fasting provide jobs for people? How can 100-day fasting change the bad governance we have? And I have always asked this question, and you should ask yourself too. If all the likes, like Enoch Adeboye, David Oyedepo, Paul Enoche, the other one is called what? John C. Suleimanu, Joshua Selman, and the other one is called what? Jeremiah Omoto Fufeye, even Ebuka Obi. If all of them could come together and form like a group with the population they pulled, don't you think that Nigeria would change for the better? If they just say that we have suffered enough, and we as fathers of the faith, we won't sit by and watch the people keep on suffering like this, and it's high time we have to do something. Don't you think that government will listen? Because of the population those so-called preachers pulled. Don't you think so? But they will never do it. They will never, ever do it. And do you know why? Do you know why? Because it doesn't benefit them. They have gotten everything they ever wanted with the country being the way it is. So why would they want to change anything? Why? They have never starved in a day. They have never go hungry in a day. They have security. Their lives are safe. They are the top of the top of the top 1%. They are living their best lives on earth. So why should they change a thing? Why should they? This is just to tell you that they don't care about you. You might dispute that, but that is a fact. They don't care about you.